علم ولا لآبائهم، كبرت كلمة تخرج من أفواههم، إن يقولون إلا كذبا. فلعلك باخع نفسك على آثارهم إن لم يؤمنوا بهذا الحديث أسفا. إنا جعلنا ما على الأرض زينة لها لنبلوهم أيهم أحسن عملا، وإنا لجاعلون ما عليها صعيدا جرزا. أم حسبت أن أصحاب الكهف والرقيم كانوا من آياتنا عجبا، إذ أوى الفتية إلى الكهف فقالوا ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. فضربنا على آذانهم في الكهف سنين عددا، ثم بعثناهم لنعلم أي الحزبين أحصى لما لبثوا أمدا. نحن نقص عليك نبأهم بالحق، إنهم فتية آمنوا بربهم وزدناهم هدى. وربطنا على قلوبهم إذ قاموا فقالوا ربنا رب السماوات والأرض لن ندعو من دونه إلها لقد قلنا إذا شططا. هؤلاء قومنا اتخذوا من دونه آلهة لولا يأتون عليهم بسلطان بين، فمن أظلم ممن افترى على الله كذبا. وإذ اعتزلتموهم وما يعبدون إلا الله فأووا إلى الكهف ينشر لكم ربكم من رحمته ويهيئ لكم من أمركم مرفقا. وترى الشمس إذا طلعت تزاور عن كهفهم ذات اليمين وإذا غربت تقرضهم ذات الشمال وهم في فجوة منه، ذلك من آيات الله، من يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وتحسبهم أيقاظا وهم رقود ونقلبهم ذات اليمين وذات الشمال وكلبهم باسط ذراعيه بالوصيد، لو اطلعت عليهم لوليت منهم فرارا ولملئت منهم رعبا. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
There's a request for Fatiha for Hussein Aladdin and Mir Turab Ali ibn Mir Taqi Ali Abdi. بر محمد وآل محمد سلوى. قید میں سکینہ نے شاہ کو پکارا ہے، دیکھیے ستم کیا ہو ظلم آشکارا ہے، قید میں سکینہ نے ڈھونڈنے کہاں جاؤں اپنے پیارے امّوں کو، ڈھونڈنے کہاں جاؤں اپنے پیارے امّوں کو، کس طرف کو ہے دریا کس طرف کنارہ ہے، قید میں سکینہ نے مر گئے ہیں سب میرے کربلا کے میدان میں، مر گئے ہیں سب میرے کربلا کے میدان میں، ایسا لٹ گیا کنبہ کوئی نہ ہمارا ہے، قید میں سکینہ نے کیا کہوں میں کیا گزری راہ شام میں بابا، کیا کہوں میں کیا گزری راہ شام میں بابا، کان میرے زخمی ہے کرتا پارا پارا ہے، قید میں سکینہ نے میری لاش کو بھیا خاک تر میں دفنانا، میری لاش کو بھیا خاک تر میں دفنانا، مر رہی ہوں میں پیاسی پیاس ہی نے مارا ہے، قید میں سکینہ نے غل ہے آج زندہ میں مر گئی سکینہ جان، غل ہے آج زندہ میں مر گئی سکینہ جان، دفن کیسے ہو میت بھائی بے سہارا ہے، دفن کیسے ہو میت بھائی بے سہارا ہے، قید میں سکینہ نے شاہ کو پکارا ہے، بر محمد والی محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم۔
With that, we'd like to invite up our speaker. Our speaker for tonight, Moulana Muhammad Baig, has been in Southern California for the last several years. He's been running the Imam Ali Seminary there. He's come to our community and our center several times. Alhamdulillah, we're very lucky and happy to have him. Inshallah, he'll accept our invitation again to come back, inshallah, in the future. With that, please invite him up with a loud Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Please recite a Surah Fatiha for the Shuhada of Islam. حسبنا الله نعم الوكيل نعم المولى ونعم النصير أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين سيما بقية الله الأعظم روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. When you want to know a person or look at a person who's religious and understand that he is religious or not, what do you look in a person? What do you see in him that makes you know that this person is religious, this person is faithful, this person is connected to the divine? Anyone, not just you, but any human being. When you look at someone who is, let's say, religious, or you say that this person is, wow, spiritual, this person is, he has faith, he has the light of faith, what do you see in him? What is the first thing that a person or human beings notice in someone that makes them think that this person is spiritual or that he is connected to the divine? When you actually pay attention, you will know that we all think the same thing. It is natural in us that whenever we want to see someone who's faithful, and we recognize it through one sign in him, and that sign is that when you look at a person, you say, wow, he was peaceful. He was calm. He was tranquil. There's tranquility in him. Friends, peace, tranquility, the lack of stress, or a person who has managed pain in his life is the first sign of being faithful. Everyone looks at that and they see that this person has managed suffering in his life to such an extent that you see that this person has peace in him now. He has reached a state of comfort. He has reached a state of calm. It is a sign that he has connected himself to the divine, that he's a godly person, that he has reached closer to Allah. How do you know that? That's why when you looked at, for example, the Imams, what did they see first in that person? What do you see in the Imams first? What did people see in the Imams? They saw that peace in them. They saw that calm in them. You don't see them anxious, nervous, succumbing to their pain that they're going through or difficulties that they're going through. Salawats. Thank you. This is how you know that. And that's why you don't judge religion or religious people by logic. I mean, no one says that person was so, mashallah, spiritual, enlightened because he had logic in him. No one says that. Really, logic is not a sign. Reasoning is not the sign that there's truth, that this person is divine. The sign that a person is divine is the fact that he has found peace in his life. He has found the way to deal with the problems that he has. With the rest of us, we are still affected by the suffering that we are going through in life. And you can see that in our face, that we are all upset, and we are all down, or we are all depressed. And this person, he also has problems in his life. But you know what? He has that peace in his face. He has that light. He has that calm. That's how you know. Reasoning doesn't show you the truth. It's this peace that shows the truth. And if you haven't learned any lesson from Mubahala, at least learn that lesson. No amount of arguments that came from Allah proved to the Christians that there is truth in Ahlul Bayt. But when they saw Ahlul Bayt, and when they saw their character, and they saw the peace that they had and the light that they had, they understood that this is truth. They knew that this is right. This is really one of the main things in a religious person or a person who wants to get closer to Allah, is that he needs to find a way to manage the pain that he's going through in life, to overcome that, to overwhelm it, to take control of it. And then he will find that comfort that he has to go through. And it's very important for us because we want to know that. We want to see that people who have that, and we want to be one of those people who are able to take charge of the difficulties and suffering that we have in our life. Because if we don't do that, a person who's influenced by the pain or the suffering that he has in his life can never be a person who can stand with Imam Hussein in Karbala. You can't. If you don't know how to manage the pain in life, you can't dream of being with Imam Hussein in Karbala. You will leave him long before there. Because what the pain does and suffering, when you aren't able to control it, when you cannot manage it, what it does to you, because of the fear that you have of that pain and suffering, you will not go with the Imam because it requires you to suffer. And because you're afraid of suffering, you don't want to be anywhere around him, because that's going to cause you a lot of pain. Send a salawats. Oh, there's a request, if you all can move a little bit forward. It's not because I can't see you. They said that at least you can see me. All right. That's good. Send one more salawats. So now, how do we reduce this pain in our life? Now, I mentioned two ways. One of the first way I mentioned is how to reduce pain is to know that you are going to face suffering and stress in your life. There's no way to avoid it. When you know that you have to face it, you will be better equipped to deal with it. You'll anticipate it. You know that it's going to happen. Something's going to happen. If you have a day where nothing happened to you, you know tomorrow something's going to happen. Get ready for it. You know what? I've gone through a week of no news, and no news is good news. But you know what? If that's the case, maybe next week I'm going to get the bad news. It's going to come, you know it. So when you know that the bad news is coming, what happens? At least you won't be shocked when it comes. You won't be like, oh, I can't believe it happened. You can't believe it happened. Allah says it's going to come to you. So why are you shocked? Just know that it's happening. You're going to get bad news. Either someone in your family is going to die, get sick, get into an accident, your job is going to go, something is going to happen where you are going to be troubled. And at least when you know that it's going to happen in your life, you'll be able to deal with it when it happens. Alhamdulillah, this is what Allah promised. Allah promised this. Allah, this is how it came. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was going to be, this way. But it happened this way. There's that calm then. At least there's that calm, knowing that, well, it was promised. And I got it. Great. It was coming to me. So this is one way of dealing with it. The second way of dealing with it, which is a stronger way, is to know why pain happens. Why does stress happen? Or in other words, let me put it this way. Why is Allah giving you troubles in this life? Why is Allah putting you through these troubles? You don't think that Allah can make everyone rich and have all the money and be self-sufficient, live in palaces? You don't think Allah, He can do that? Of course He can do it. So then Allah, why are you doing this to us? Why are you giving us all these problems for? So we need to know the reason why. At least you should know it in your life. So you know what happens when you know the reasons in life? It helps you to deal with the problems that you are going to face. Whatever the problem is, you will know it. And yesterday I mentioned the basic philosophy behind it. The reason that, the ultimate basic reason that we have pain is because we have choice. We as a people have the ability to choose. We have free will, we have choice. Human beings have that. And when you choose, the choice that you have is between two things that you like, two things that you're attached to. If you don't like one thing and if you like another thing, it's not really a choice. You'll always do what you like. If you don't like both the things, it's not a choice, because you don't care what you get. Apples or oranges, if you don't like both of them, He said, it doesn't matter, give me one of them. It doesn't matter. But if you like the apples and you don't like oranges, you will always pick oranges. So it's not a choice. The problem comes when you like both, apples and oranges. And you're attached to both, and you desire both. Now, when you choose one of them, you have to let go of the other. Letting go of things that you are attached to is the cause of pain. That's how pain happens in our life. It happens, it's natural. It's a part of you being a human being. So when we know that it's a part of me being a human being, that I have to let go of something. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet, but I can't eat all I can. I need to leave something. And whenever I leave it, you know what? That discomfort, that pain, that stress is there, man, I didn't try that. I had no room to try it. Finish. That's what happens. I'm sure that, when you desire things, there's a lot of attachments you have. And when you have attachments, you got to let go of some of those attachments. And it's because you have to choose in life. You can't have everything. And that's why there's pain. Number one reason for pain, my friends. Understand that so you know that it's going to happen. But there are other reasons for pain also. And I just want to mention just a couple of them. Not a lot, couple of them. And then I want to get to the point where, not only can you deal with pain, but you can change pain into pleasure. Now, that is where we want to get to. But before I get to that, I just want to give you some remedies of dealing with pain that has been mentioned to us from Ahlul Bayt and from Allah, so that we know why sometimes we have pain and stress or problems in our life. Yeah, suffering that brings about pain, anything like that. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. One of the reasons that we have stress in our life is because of divine retribution. Whenever a believer does something wrong, he doesn't get punished. It's just a slap in the wrist. Right? The punishment is later. There's no azab in this dunya. Allah doesn't give azab in this dunya, because the word azab and punishment or chastisement in that meaning cannot be done here, because nothing can hurt you that much in this dunya. There's nothing that Allah can use to hurt you that much here. That's why punishment is there in the hereafter, because there you'll know what real pain is. right? What real pain is. Here, you don't know it, so Allah can't punish you. It says, I mean, even if I want to give it to you, I can't do it here because this life doesn't allow it. Even for that matter, reward. I mean, reward is not here. Allah doesn't give reward here because there's nothing in this world Allah can give you that could be a reward for the good things that you do in life. So that's why the only place Allah can give reward is in a permanent fixture like Jannat. Right? That's the only place He can give it. So what happens is that divine retribution means here that when you do something wrong, Allah wants to rectify you, teach you a lesson, or just slap you on your wrist so that you can get better, right? Or at least know that something is wrong and make changes in your life. It's called divine retribution, or what we call nowadays as karma. Goes around, comes around. You do something wrong, it's going to come back to you. This is Allah's doing. It's justice, and it's going to happen. There's no way that you're going to avoid it. It's going to happen to you. And this is what happened. Like, for example that Allah gives in the Quran is, for example, the brothers of Yusuf. The brothers of Yusuf, they, in short, they put Yusuf in the well to die, and they thought he's going to die and he's dead. He's finished. It's over. They thought he's dead. It was Allah's plan that, he helped him to get out of there, and he became a slave and, prisoner, and then after that he became the prime minister of Egypt, right? The ruler of the land. So, that's what happened. But then after they came back and they met, they met him, apologies, went around hugging, all that, mushy stuff, and then, it was a happy ending. It's one of those stories in the Quran that has a happy ending, right? But then after the whole thing was over, after the whole ordeal was over, right, the brothers had a question, and the question was, they asked their father, Yaqub, that, Father, we have a question. We did something wrong to our brother, and he was the prophet of Allah. He was Allah's messenger. We did something wrong to him with a bad intention. Why didn't Allah punish us? Why didn't Allah do something to us? So Yaqub was like, yes, why didn't Allah, do something? I wanted to do a lot to you all, but still, so he asked Allah that, why didn't you do something? Allah says, I've already punished them. I've already punished them. Now, the second question, they came and said, Allah already punished you all, now you can go. He says, but what punishment? If you look at life, you see that we had good life. We had wives, we had children, we had a home, we had a family, everything. We did everything. It's Yusuf who had a terrible life. He became a slave. He went to jail. He suffered all his life. Look at that. That we did the wrong and he got the punishment. What's that all about? So Yaqub was like, yes, let me ask Allah. So he went back to Allah and said, Allah, what punishment did you give them? What retribution did they get for the wrong things that they have done? So Allah replied back to them, is that what worse punishment can there be in this dunya than the fact that I have taken away from them the pleasure of my worship? They will enjoy everything in their life, but they will not enjoy making prayer. They can watch a game for 3 hours, but they will have a hard time making 2 rakat. It's because of the wrong that you have done. And Allah occupies you with difficulties and sufferings in such a way that you don't have time for Allah. You don't have time for worship. It's divine retribution. You need to look back. If that's the case in your life, you need to look back at what you have done to others. Maybe you have done something. Something might have happened. Look back carefully and say that, you know what, I need to rectify that. I need to make sure that, you know what, I need to make myself clear with Allah, clear with everyone, so that that is not the reason why I'm going through suffering. Right? If I'm going through suffering, it should be for other reasons, but not this reason. And that's why it's very important for us to know why the suffering happens. Really, trying to alleviate suffering and pain in your life requires you to think. You have to think. yourself. You can't come to a Moulana and say, tell me, Moulana, what can I do? I can't take an istikhara and tell you. Let me do istikhara for you and see why Allah is giving you this. Allah gave us a mind. You need to think about the reasons that happen in your life that you know and no one else knows. And you got to use that to find out why this is happening so you can treat that. And you can remedy that problem in your life. So this is one reason why pain happens in our life. Allah does that in order because we have done something wrong in our life, and you know what? As long as we don't correct it, it's going to haunt us for the rest of our life. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Another reason that Allah gives us sufferings is to get rid of the faults that we have. We have shortcomings. Believe it or not, we are not perfect. Some people have a hard time believing that, even though they say it to everyone. No one's perfect. Don't say no one's perfect. Say, I am not perfect. It's hard to say it. Right? When you made a mistake, you say, no one's perfect. What do you care about others? Are you perfect or not? Yeah, it's hard for you to say it, right? Yes, I'm not perfect. Okay, I get it. I'm not perfect, We know you're not perfect. But the issue is that why was it so hard for you to admit it? Because there's a shortcoming, right? And we all have that shortcoming. It's called ego. We all have ego, my friends. And the reason we all have ego, you got to say it. It's not our fault. Something has to do with Allah also. Something has to do with Allah. The reason that we naturally have ego is because Allah made us the best creation. You are the best creation. Allah made you. Ahsan at-taqweem. You are the best. You are the best. You look at a dog and you look, a dog. You look down at a dog, right? Why? Because Allah made you better. Right? Allah made you better. So it gives us a natural sense of superiority over other creation. When you see someone who has a low IQ, you say, honey boo-boo, And so what happens is that you look at that. Why do you have that feeling? Because you see that you are more intelligent than them. So you think that you're better. We have lots of reason to get arrogant. We have lots of reason to get arrogant. And that's why Allah knows that this is in our natural essence to have this shortcoming. And this is dangerous for us. It is very harmful. We know the bad effects, and you have heard it from many ulama, the bad effects of ego and takabbur. We all know that. And Allah, always makes sure that, Allah did certain things to us. He did certain things to us to take care of this problem, really. If ego is the natural result of our superiority to other creations, then Allah also has put in something in us, naturally, in order that He can set right that ego that might appear. Allah did some things to you. You know that. Certain things I can't say, but I can allude to it, this and that, right? Have you ever wondered why Allah made us go to the bathroom every day? Can you imagine, me, a decent human being, educated, have a name and respect and honor, and I do such an ugly thing every day? And I'm part of this horrible, stinky, thing that I am? Why is Allah doing that to me? It's Allah's way of correcting this system. Allah wants us to think there. And that's why, most of our thinking is done there. Most ideas that we have done there. So Allah wants us to think. He says, man, go there and think about it. Who you are. Exactly. That's what Imam Ali said, right? Look at you. Who are you? You are a container that carries around, crap, and, to be nice. That's what he said, right? So this is what happens. Imam Ali said that. Why? Because it's Allah's way of teaching us that. And even then, when you go forward in spirituality, what did Allah do? Allah gave you something to rectify that ego again. If you have some pride that might come in because you're a believer, Allah said, you know what? Go and do sajda. Sajda is the number one way of reducing any arrogance that you might find in yourself. But not the way that you're thinking. Really, not the way that you're thinking. Don't look at where your head is. Look at where your behind is. And look at the posture that you are in. That's what Allah wants you to notice. Your head is there, down there. But do you ever notice yourself how ugly posture you're in? Yes. Do you see yourself, what kind of position Allah put you in? That'll put you straight. That'll take care of your ego. Really, my friends, Allah just slaps us right there in reality. Shows us who we are. And says, here you are. So ego is a fault. And what Allah did, He now rectified that through this. But what happens is that this suffering, this pain that we are going through every day in our life, it's a pain, right? We're going through this horrible, stinking environment, and being a part of this is really suffering for us. I don't know anyone who likes it. It is one of those disgusting things that we have to go through every day. Allah, why are you making me go through this pain? So that your faults can be taken care of. One of the reasons why Allah gives pain and suffering is to rectify our faults that we have. Faults that might happen in us. This is another reason why Allah does that. Now, let me now come, to something that's more important for us. Understand? One of the reasons for pain in us is that through pain and suffering is the only way that we can reach the height of being a human being. If you don't go through pain, if you don't go through suffering, you will not be able to go and reach the height that Allah has made for you. What is your height? Okay, let me put it this way. What do you want to be? What is the best that you can imagine yourself to be? I'm asking a group of believers who are sitting here, right? What do you think that if you become the best that you can be, where will you end up? The height of you, where can that be? Can I answer for you? Well, yes, true, Jannah, very good, but that's very abstract, How about if you come down a little bit in something more specific than that? How about if you can reach your height, you'll find yourself in Karbala. Right? You think that would be your dream, that I can be with Imam Hussein? Isn't that the dream of every believer? Isn't that the wish of every believer? Don't you say, Ya laytani kuntu ma'akum. I wish I was with you. Don't you say that? Look at yourself. If, my friends, this is your height, if that is your height, how are you going to get there? How are you going to get there to that height? Well, the only way to get to that height is by going through difficulties, suffering, stress, and pain. And then learning how to manage it. Learning how to deal with it. Learning how to get to it. So now, I really want to explain it in detail, but not today. Right? We will go forward from here, and I want to just say something right here so that we can conclude this subject, right? There's a lot to say here. But really, my friends, I want to say something important today. Really important today that will help you in your life. You know how you reach your height? The way of reaching your height? There's one thing that Allah gave us, and He gave to all of us. Do you think that Allah gave, it's not knowledge. Really, it's not. Because if it was knowledge, you know what? I had the opportunity to learn, and you didn't have the opportunity to learn. So, unfortunately, you can't be as good as me. Would that be fair? Really, in order to reach our height, Allah has to give that ability to everyone, and equally. You don't reach your height, my friends. You don't reach your height by knowledge, by information, by awareness. Because that is selective. Some people can have it, some people can't. Some people have the opportunity to go and learn, some people can't. And that's why it would be wrong for Allah to say that, oh, you know what, he had the opportunity to go and learn, so he became someone great, and you didn't. Unfortunately, too bad for you. But Allah, that wasn't my fault, that I didn't have access to knowledge. So knowledge can't be the answer. Even though we all like to say, yes, knowledge, we need to get, it's a good thing to gain knowledge, you know, there's different benefits in that, but not reaching your height. Not in spirituality. It has nothing to do with spirituality. People who had the most knowledge ended up in the worst places. You know, AKA Shaitan, you know. He was really a big alim, you know. A lot of knowledge. He knew who Allah was. When he sees people sin, Allah says that in the Quran, Inni akhafullah Rabbul Alameen. He says, you know, every time we do something wrong, this and that, he looks at it and says, I'm afraid of Allah. He's Rabbul Alameen. You all are crazy. That's what he says. I mean, imagine that. He knows who Allah is. He is an alim. Right? So knowledge is not helping him. What helps him? What helps a person, my friends? That's what we need to do. And that thing which helps us to get to our height must be equally in every one of us. You know what that is? The secret of reaching your height is love. Is love. And Allah gave the ability to love to every one of us equally. Yes. That's how we reach the height. That's how we reach Karbala. Love. You know, and I'm not talking about Allah's love. No. Let's come down to reality of just love. Love anything. Who's capable of love? Can you love anything? Really, my friends, in order to love, you need to have certain qualities in you to love. Not everyone can love. They hear about love, but they laugh at it. They don't know what it is. In fact, if they see someone who loves, they'll laugh at him also. They say, you are crazy. What you do makes no sense. And I'm talking about love. I mean, really, anything. Love anything. Have you loved anything in life? I don't know, an idea, a car, a video game. You know, I mean, have you loved anything in life? Really, most people have never loved anything in their life. They never experienced love. They never experienced love. And then when we come to a more specific love that we want to deal with, that's the whole thing. And I'm really jumping a lot of things. My friends, I really want to give these ideas to you because this is the last speech, and I just want to give these ideas so that you can think about it, maybe ask me questions later and learn about it, because this is the way to alleviate pain in your life. When you start loving. My friends, we don't, let me put it this way. Let's come to the love of Ahlul Bayt. Let's come to the love of Ahlul Bayt. Right? Let me just read a hadith for you and then I'll explain it, right? Let me read this hadith for you. Send us salawats. Okay, this hadith, it says, Man razaqahullahu hubbal a'imma. Anyone that Allah gives them the rizq, the provision, the rizq of the love of the Imams of Ahlul Bayt, min Ahl Bayti, from my Ahlul Bayt. Whoever Allah gives them the blessing of having the love for my Ahlul Bayt, for the Imams of my Ahlul Bayt, he says, Asaba khayra dunya wal akhirah. He has been given the greatest thing that can be given in dunya or akhirat. The greatest thing that you can be given is you having the ability to love Ahlul Bayt. And then he adds that, he says, فَلَا يَشُكَّنَّ أَحَدٌ أَنَّهُ فِي الْجَنَّةِ. No one should doubt. And when you see a lover of Ahlul Bayt, a lover of Imam Hussain, no one should even have an iota of doubt that he is going to be in Jannat. I mean, there's no doubt at all when someone loves Ahlul Bayt. Okay, you got the hadith. We know that. We have heard it so many times about the love of Ahlul Bayt. My friends, here's the thing, right? Why is it that we are not using this ability of love and falling in love with Ahlul Bayt? I'm asking a very kosher question. You know, it's not hard. Why don't we love Ahlul Bayt then? Why is it that we don't? When we have the encouragement, we know that's what Allah wants, we know it's what is right, but why can't we do it? You know, you are here, and you are here not because you love Imam Hussain. I'm sorry to blow the bubble, but you know, it's different. You're not here, and I want you all to understand this very carefully. Let me just ask you, how? Okay, yeah. The entrance is from the back. Don't worry. Salawat. Let me ask you another question, right? Let me ask you another question. Do you love Imam Hussain? I say, yeah, don't be afraid. I'm not going to put you on the spot. Very good, very good. Okay, it's good. It's a good claim. It's a very good claim. It's a good wish that you should love Imam Hussain. And you know, I mean, it's one of the things that you should strive to do in your life, to love Imam Hussain. But the reality is that we don't. We don't love Imam Hussain. The reason we are here is not because we love Imam Hussain. The reason we are here is because Imam Hussain loves us. And we felt that love. We don't love Imam Hussain. You know, and that's the reason we get confused here. When Allah speaks about lovers, it's different than someone who's loved and feels the love. Someone who feels the love of Ahlul Bayt is a Shia. Someone who feels the love that, you know, Ahlul Bayt loved us. When you feel their love and you are melted by that, you are a Shia. Finished. That's what it is. Being a lover is a whole different thing. Being a lover is a whole different thing. And that's why we need to understand what love is. What is love? And from there we start to understand things. From there we start to actually grow. The people who were with Imam Hussain were not those who felt Imam Hussein's love. It was people who loved Imam Hussain. They loved Imam Hussain. They knew what love is. And they loved him. They had it in them to love. That's why it's so important for us to know what is love. And when this hadith is being mentioned by Rasulullah, he's mentioning this hadith. He's mentioning this hadith. And I'm just want to give you this idea. You know, even amongst the companions of Imam Ali, very few companions actually loved Imam Ali. You know, like one of the lovers of Imam Ali, his name was Maytham at-Tammar. He was a lover of Imam Ali. The other companions could not understand him. Even a person like, let's say, Mukhtar could not understand who is this guy. He said, I don't know, you're weird. Really, you're weird. I don't know how you think. He couldn't understand him. It was completely different. My friends, lovers are completely different. It's one of those things that when you actually see a lover, that's what happens. First, start falling in love. It doesn't start with Imam Hussain. That's too high. Start falling in love with small things like a car or a video game. First, start with there. Can you love? Or you don't know how to. You see, these are things what you need to do, right, in order to get there. So just me that ended here because really, love, my friends, you know how it happens? This hadith, I'm just mentioning right now in short. Rasulullah said that when you love Ahlul Bayt, there are 20 qualities that you have inside of you. Anyone who loves Ahlul Bayt has 20 qualities. 20. So inshallah we have, you know, the whole night Shebedari is here, 20 qualities I'll mention. You're like, okay, let's open the door and get out of here, all right? But no, I'm just mentioning one. All right, let me just mention one quality that Rasulullah mentions, right, in this hadith. Out of the 20 that he mentioned, he said that 10 that you have in this dunya and 10 that you have in the hereafter. Now, out of the 10 that you have in this dunya, qualities that you will find in yourself, when you love Ahlul Bayt. You decide if you love Ahlul Bayt or not. You can decide for yourself. What are those qualities? Here we see that Rasulullah says, salawat. You know, he says that Ammallati fid dunya, the first quality, and that's all I'm mentioning. The first quality that you will have if you love Ahlul Bayt, Rasulullah is saying that, is zuhud. Zuhud. What is it? Zuhud. Have you ever heard that term before? Maybe you heard the name Zahid. You know, those who speak Urdu might have heard Zahid or Zuhud, right? Okay, I'm going to just explain what Zuhud is to you, and because Allah explains it in the ayat of Quran also. Let me not read the Quran, just let me explain what it is. Zuhud, my friends, Zuhud means that it is the ability that you have that whenever Allah gives you a blessing, you're not excited. And whenever Allah gives you a suffering, you don't feel no pain. It is the ability to be expressionless, having no effect at all. You know, Allah can give you whatever He wants and punish you, or gives you suffering and this and that. You're like, whatever. Allah can give you all the blessings you want, and you're like, whatever. This is zuhud. Not being affected by anything is the first sign of a person who loves Imam Hussein. The first sign, yes. Allah gives you a son. You're like, oh my God, I have a son, you know. No. You can decide for yourself if you are a lover or not. I'm not going to say anything to you, but I'm making it clear for you what it means. Clear for you what it means. This is where it gets hard, doesn't it? Wow. How can, you know, I mean, I get happy when, you know, leave alone getting married or having a son. I get happy when there's biryani at Al Saba, you know. You know, like, wow. I'm happy for that. I mean, and here you are, you know, like big things. I'm going to go crazy there. Or, for example, small trouble, I flip out. Imagine big troubles. Yes. I mean, I just got rejected. And I'm like already depressed. Imagine if it was a divorce. I mean, really. What's making you depressed? What's making you so upset? Look at this, it's hard. My friends, really understand what zuhud is. And Rasulullah saying this is the first sign of a lover of Imam Hussein or Ahlul Bayt. Why is that? You want to know why? I'll give an example and that's it. And that will be the end for today. And inshallah, you know, you can think about it yourself. There's a lot to explain, but you know, I'm sure you're smart, you can understand it. Here's the reason why, my friends. You want to know why? I want a salawats. You know, here's the thing, right? Let's say that, you know, you won a jackpot. You know, I don't know, $1 billion. I'm giving you an example, $1 billion, right? You won $1 billion right now. And then what happened is that someone came to you, you know, like for example, not someone, let's say your paycheck comes after you win the jackpot. Your paycheck is for, I don't know, $5,000. You got $1 billion and now you have a paycheck of $5,000. How excited are you to get the $5,000 after you get the $1 billion? You're like, oh my God, I got my check. Our paycheck is here, honey. No, paycheck. Look at yourself. I mean, really, this is nothing. It's nothing. Or, for example, here you go. You had $5,000 or $10,000. After you get $1 billion, now you get $10,000. And let's say that you drop it or you lose it. How affected are you? How sad are you by losing it? You got $1 billion now and you lost 10,000. You're like, oops. Nothing, right? Nothing. Why is that? Because, my friends, in comparison to what you have, this gain and this loss is nothing. When someone loves Ahlul Bayt, then he knows that, you know what, there's nothing that I can get that can make me excited, and there's nothing that I can lose that can make me sad. Understand it. That's why Rasulullah is saying the first sign is that you are a Zahid now. You're a Zahid. You won't be affected by anything because you have something precious, something invaluable. That's what you have. When you have that, you know what? No pain that you get is like nothing. Let me take it on. Bring it on. Whatever you give me, bring it on. That's what happens. It is said that, from morning till afternoon on Ashura, the people who were on the other side, when they saw the companions of Imam Hussein, they were seeing them getting happier by the minute. Getting happier by the minute. Every strike that everyone took was just making them laugh. You know how you convert pain to pleasure? Is when you find this love. Is when you love. Then every pain that comes to you becomes a pleasure. Everything. Really, when you look at the height of this, you see Bibi Zainab. Look at her, and I want you to see her, what she is. You know how much they tried to break her down? You know how much they tried to break her down? I can't say the things they did to her from this member. It is too horrifying. The abusive treatment that they gave Bibi Zainab. She was facing demons in the shape of Shimr, the shape of Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad, who were trying to make her cry, trying to break her down. How many things that they did to her and say to her. Really, it's one of those things that you have to see, that Zainab kept such a composure. She had such a calm composure that it was building fear in them. When they saw that they cannot, Ibn Ziyad said many things to her. He said, Allah has cursed you. Allah has did these things to you. Look at your brother. He's a loser. That's what happened. He has lost. We won. And that should be a sign for you that Allah is with us and not with you. And calmly she says, evil is the ending of those who do evil. Nothing. No excitement in her voice. Completely like that. And he became angry. And you know what he did in order to make her break down? He took a stick and started hitting the face of Imam Hussein. He took that stick, he started hitting the face of Imam Hussein. So let's see what she does with that. Does she twitch? Does she break down? Let's see what she will do. That. All Zainab did was hold Sakina tighter and said, Sakina, come close to me. My friends, this is really, when you look at that, how is it possible for Zainab to do that? But maybe Zainab, obviously is Zainab, Aqila to Bani Hashim. She's someone that everyone, that even Abbas looked up to, even Imam Hussein looked up to Zainab. When Zainab used to call Imam Hussein, he would be like a servant in front of her and said, yes, my sister, what can I do for you? My lady, tell me, what can I do for you? He would be like that in front of Zainab. But that was Zainab. But tell me, maybe Zainab can handle it. But what about Sakina? What about Sakina? What will happen to Sakina when you see what Sakina is going through? But you know, even then, even with all the difficulties that they did, even with everything that they did, you see Sakina kept her calm. Imam Hussein told Sakina and told all the children that, listen, do not cry in front of these people. Don't make them feel pity for you. When Sakina heard the advice of Imam Hussein, she said, I will not ask them for anything. I don't want anything from them. It was like all the children were like that. All the children, no one wanted to do anything to break down anyone. They said, we are going to hold ourselves strong. And they were keeping themselves strong. Someone, you know, when Imam Hussein fell to the ground in Karbala, you know, when he fell down to the ground in Karbala, everyone was waiting for him to die. Imam Hussein wanted to go in sajda. He wasn't able to go into sajda because there were arrows in his body. You know, he pushed the weight of his on the arrows so that the arrows can go through his body so that he can reach the ground. When Imam Hussein did that and went down there, a group of people said that as soon as they came and decapitated Imam Hussein, as soon as they did that, everyone was afraid that, you know, Hussein would get up. But as soon as they decapitated and the head of Imam Hussein was seen on a spear by everyone, they said that there was a cavalry of horses. This group of people said, we were the first ones who rode towards the camp in order to steal from them, in order to rob them and raid them. We were the first ones, and because we had horses, we reached there before anyone else. We reached there before everyone else. This cavalry that reached there, they said that we saw a bunch of children running out of the tents when we approached the tents. These bunch of children were running out of the tents, and we saw the bunch of children. As soon as they saw us coming with so much fierce pace that they got so scared, they ran back inside the tents. They ran back inside the tents except for one kid. One kid was petrified. He couldn't move. He was so afraid that he just looked up at them with wide eyes. He didn't know what to do. He said that one of us got down from the horse. He was a little child. One of us got down from the horse, took out his sword and cut the child in half. It is said that these children were so scared. Now when you look at that, height of that fear that they had was Sakina. Sakina was so afraid for anything, and she didn't know what was going on. Everyone was alive just a minute ago. Imam Hussein was alive. Hazrat Abbas was alive. Everything that Sakina looked up to, and there were the signs of solidness in her life. Everything was gone, and she was looking around to see who's where and what's going on. And as they were going, this one person says, I saw this girl. I went there. I was late coming to the tents. You know, when they came to the tents, everyone stole what they had. I was late. He said, I was late when I came to the tents, so I couldn't get anything. But I saw a girl that was wearing earrings. I saw a girl that was wearing earrings, so I went to that girl. I said, this might be the only thing I can get, so let me get it from her. As soon as I went to reach her, the girl told me, get away from me, don't touch me. He says, just give me your earrings. He says, I will give it to you, I'll give it to you, but don't touch me. So he said, you know, that girl Sakina, that girl was Sakina, and Sakina was starting to take off the earrings. But you know, a 4-year-old, if you look at her hands, her motor skills are not developed. She is slow in doing things. So she is trying to look for things to take out her earrings. Her hands are not shaking. She's just trying to take them out. It's just age. She couldn't take them out fast enough, and he couldn't wait long enough. So he just pulled at her, and he pulled those earrings and pulled them out of the ear. She just saw him holding her ears and pulling it out, and the pain that she felt made her scream so loud. This Sakina did not beg for water. She was thirsty. She didn't beg for, even when the water came, Sakina said, you know, where's my Asghar? Give the water to Asghar first. He deserves it more than me. This was a 4-year-old child. This was Hussein's children who knew what to do. Just when they want one thing and that's it for today. When they went to Kufa, the Ahlul Bayt were brought there. It was a very humiliating situation because you see, Sham was different, Kufa is different. No one knew Zainab in Sham, but everyone knew her in Kufa. When they saw that Zainab is coming, when Zainab was going there, she knew the streets, she knew the neighbors, she knew where the people lived, she knew whose house is where. And when they were taken there, the ladies also knew what Zainab is going through. They made a circle around Zainab so no one can see Zainab. And when the ladies on top of the houses were looking down, they asked them, so where are you from? Because you know what? They were brought in like slaves. People thought this is a group of slaves that are being brought there. So everyone was inquiring so that they wanted to buy slaves. So they were asking them, where are you from? Where did you come from? Who are you? And Zainab was saying, we are the children of Rasulullah. They were brought to an intersection. And they were seated down. And as they sat down there in that intersection, Sakina sat in the lap of Zainab. You know, Zainab had her hair on her face. She was hiding herself that no one should know who they are. And hence, when this was happening, a lady came by there. She saw that these people are poor, they are slaves, and so she went and got some water from the house. She got some water from the house. She saw Sakina, she got some water from the house. She came out and offered it, and when she offered it, no one wanted to take it. And she said, listen, at least this little girl, give this to this little girl. And Sakina said that we do not take sadaqah. We don't take charity. He said, it's not charity, it is a gift. It is a gift that we are giving you. Please take it. So Sakina looked up to Zainab. Zainab nodded her head, and Sakina then stretched her hands out to get the water. As she got the water in her hand, the lady said, I just want you to make a dua for me. Sakina, when she heard that, she said, all right, tell me what the dua is and then I'll drink this water. Tell me what the dua is. Then this lady tells her the dua that she wants Sakina to make. She said, just make a dua to Allah. Ask Allah that do not make my children orphans like you. When Sakina heard that, maybe she would have turned to Medina and said, Rasulullah, did you hear what they said? They said that we are orphans and they don't want to be like us. But no, she didn't complain. She just raised her little palms to the sky and said, Ya Allah, do not make her children yatim like me. The lady said, can you make one more dua for me? Sakina said, go ahead, what do you want? She said, ask me. Ask Allah to help me get to Medina. And when Zainab heard Medina, she said, why do you want to go to Medina for? Who do you know there? He says, my master Hussein lives there. My master Hussein lives there. He said, your master Hussein? Yes, my master Hussein. She says, do you know Hussein? Yes, I know Hussein. He said, do you know Zainab? He said, yes, I know Zainab. When Zainab heard that, she says, come close to me. Would you recognize Zainab if you see her? She says, of course I would recognize Zainab when I see her. She said, then come close to me. Zainab parted the hair on her face. And when she looked at the face of Zainab, she says, my master, what happened to you? Lady Zainab, what happened to you? Where is Hussein? She says, look up on the lance in your back. And she turned around and she saw Hussein's head on that spear. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. سيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. يا محمود بحق محمد، يا علاء بحق علي، يا فاطر السماوات بحق فاطمة، يا محسن بحق حسن، يا قديم الأحسان بحق Hussein. Allah, give us the tawfiq to be on the right path, the wisdom to understand guidance. Hasten the reappearance of our Imam, make us his helper when he comes. Surah Fatiha is requested for Hussein Aladdin and Turab Ali Abidi, Mir Turab Ali Abidi, Surah Fatiha. Ya Hussein.
Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. في التفوف تسبى زينب للعين وتنادي أين أنت يا معيني. في التفوف تسبى زينب للعين وتنادي أين أنت يا معيني. وحسينا 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 وحسينا. في التفوف تسبى زينب للعين وتنادي أين أنت يا معيني. وحسينا everyone. وحسينا 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 وحسينا. When in Karbala the soldiers of Yazid shackled Zainab. When in Karbala the soldiers of Yazid shackled Zainab. Choking back her tears she cried out in pain, where are you Hussein, where are you Hussein. Wa Habiba, Wa Habiba, Wa Habiba, Wa Husayna, Wa Husayna, Wa Husayna, Wa Husayna, Wa Hussein. But your body lay trampled and slain, lifeless on the sand. But your body lay trampled and slain, lifeless on the sand. And your holy head thrust upon a spear, severed by Shamer's hand, severed by Shamer's hand. وقتيلا 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 وحسينا 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 وحسين. You gave everything, you gave everything in a strange land to bring back true Islam. You gave everything in a strange land to bring back true Islam. Your Quran in red, we who heed your call will never be misled, will never be misled. Wa ghariba, wa ghariba, وغريبا وحسينا وحسين وحسينا وحسينا وحسين. Centuries away, even here today, your sacrifice lives on. Centuries away, even here today, your sacrifice lives on. Your light revives our hearts and guides us to the path. We're with you, O Imam. We're with you, O Imam. Wa Imama, wa Imama, wa Imama. وحسين 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 ثار الله Hussein is the rising word of God. Thar Allah Hussein is the everyone word of God. Thar Allah Hussein is the rising word of God. Thar Allah Hussein is the Karbala is on our mind. Let us see what we can find from the lives of Hussein's men who wrote the truth with a bloody pen. In our heart there lies a scar carved in by Ali Akbar, young indeed, but there was the need for the wrath of a lion's heart. Thar Allah Hussein is the rising word of God. Thar Allah Hussein and of Abbas, what can we say? Look at his body at the end of the day. And of Abbas, what can we say? Look at his body at the end of the day. Bloodied and cleaved, now perceive the faith of a soldier who truly believed. Hur the free was able to see the clarity of the Imam's plea. He swished his side and changed the tide and rushed to his death with battle pride. Thar Allah Hussein is the rising word of God. Thar Allah Hussein is the There's Habib wishing to be the first cut down by the enemy. There's Habib wishing to be the first cut down by the enemy. His loyalty was completely for the son of Imam Ali, and there's Sa'id ready to bleed for the sake of Muhammad's creed. In Salah the arrows he'd shield till his fate was finally sealed. Thar Allah Hussein is the rising word of God. Thar Allah Hussein Zuhair the pure was more than sure to join Hussein and not linger. Leaving his town, he won't let him down. He fought till he won a martyr's crown. Ashab al-Hussein, brutally slain, taught the world to overcome its pain. All aboard, seeking their Lord, their blood finally overcame the sword. Thar Allah Hussein is the rising word of God. Thar Allah Hussein is the rising word of God. Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. नेज़े से असग़र को नज़र आई जो मादर, देखा खुला सर है परेशान है मुज़तर। रोने लगे कहने लगे तब अली असग़र,
ماں مجھے اپنے سینے سے لگا لے، ماں مجھے اپنے گودی میں چھپا لے، ماں مجھے اپنے سینے سے لگا لے، ماں مجھے اپنی گودی میں چھپا لے، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں مجھے اپنے سینے سے لگا لے، ماں مجھے اپنی گودی میں چھپا لے، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں مجھے اپنے سینے سے لگا لے، ماں مجھے اپنی گودی میں چھپا لے، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں۔ اماں بہت دن ہوئے سینے پہ نہ سویا، ماں تیری عزت کی قسم پھر بھی نہ رویا، اب تجھے دیکھا تو میرے لب ہوئے گویا، آج بندھے ہاتھوں کو جھولا سا بنا لے، سینے سے لگا لے، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں مجھے اپنے سینے سے لگا لے، ماں مجھے اپنی گودی میں چھپا لے، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں جسم کہاں سر ہے کہاں ہائے مقدر، اماں بدن رہ گیا بلکہ زمین پر، اماں تیرے ساتھ چلا آیا میرا سر، کرتا تجھے کیسے لعینوں کے حوالے، سینے سے لگا لے، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں مجھے اپنے سینے سے لگا لے، ماں مجھے اپنی گودی میں چھپا لے، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں گرم ہوا گرم زمین جلتا ہوا تیر، اماں ذرا سوچو میرے قد سے بڑا تیر، کیسے کہوں حلق پہ جس وقت لگا تیر، ہو گئے بے ہوش مجھے دیکھنے والے، سینے سے لگا لے، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں مجھے اپنے سینے سے لگا لے، ماں مجھے اپنی گودی میں چھپا لے، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں دھوپ میں تو نے نہ کبھی گھر سے نکالا، اماں بڑے پیار سے تو نے مجھے پالا، آج نہیں کوئی مجھے دیکھنے والا، تو ہی مجھے دھوپ کی شدت سے بچا لے، سینے سے لگا لے، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں مجھے اپنے سینے سے لگا لے، ماں مجھے اپنی ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، ماں میں نیزے پہ ہوں، یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین۔
السلام علیکہ یا رسول اللہ، السلام علیکہ یا حبیب اللہ، یا خیر خلق اللہ ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ، السلام علیکہ یا ابا عبداللہ، السلام علیکہ یا ابن رسول اللہ، یا حسین ایہا الشہید بکربلا، السلام علیکہ وعلی جدک وابیک وعلی امک واخیک جمیعا ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ، السلام علیکہ یا صاحب العصر والزمان، السلام علیکہ اماما و امام انس والجان، عجل اللہ تعالی فرجک وسہل اللہ تعالی مخرجک وظہورک، السلام علیکم جمیع المعصومین ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ۔